Never seen a problem in social media itself until Corona time came. We all were forced to sit at our homes and to move our private lives and our businesses to social media. Hi, it's Kasia Gola. It's been a while. I miss you so much. I haven't been posting for a while because I wanted to rethink the way I actually use social media. This video is not a part of any series. I just wanted to update you, to share my ideas with you and maybe inspire you to do similar. If you hear any noises, these are my neighbors because it's weekend, so they are doing some works and obviously they can. So as you know, apart from running fashion tech community and working commercially, I also talk a lot, like a lot. I usually talk about how new technologies are improving and changing fashion industry for the better, and how technologies are changing fashion industry's business models. Personally, I like to focus on researching how new technologies are using data about consumers, about users, in order to improve our lives, but also change their business models by using fashion or fashion and health combined. Right now, the main source of data about us is social media. I just want to talk about issues that I see and that I want to tackle and challenge in the future. Personally, I've been using social media for most of my life. I'm connected to the internet since primary school. I got my first mobile when I was in middle school. It was a dumb phone at that time. And I started to using social media in middle school as well. I've been a part of many communities and built a few. I was always enjoying social media. I've never seen a problem in social media itself. I was lucky enough, and I'm sure that it haven't influenced my self-esteem much. I've been never thinking about how social media are actually influencing our lives, even though I am interested in how algorithms are doing this. I was always thinking that I'm a nerd kind of person, so I'm kind of out of the system. Until Corona time came, when we all were forced to sit at our homes and to move our private lives and our businesses to social media. And now when I started to really observe how social media are influencing our lives and businesses, I think that there are some things that need to improve in order to create a more healthy, not only business environment, but society. The first thing is tech eating the world. As you know, I've been working with a bunch of big companies, and I feel like people working there are the greatest people, and I loved working with them. At the same time, they are creating many projects that are really impacting our lives and making it better. But we cannot forget that monopoly is not a good thing, and monopoly is something that is currently happening in the business world, not only in the tech world, but in a business in general. Person as a product. Our attention and time and personalities and data about us became a product which is being sold to companies that are buying ads. Social bubbles we live in. In order to keep our attention, social media platforms are providing us with personalized content, but also are putting us into social bubbles. Nerdy TikTok, Gen Z millennial TikToks, put your finger down TikTok. We don't see different content than the one we would like to see. That's why we are so shocked when we find out that other people have different beliefs, and all of our beliefs are based on data, which is different, which is manipulated in order to keep us in our bubbles. Cancel culture on every level, from bullying to canceling stars and companies because they said something wrong, because somebody said that they did something wrong, or because they are not meeting our beliefs, or some macro trends that are on top right now. Building your image. People are adjusting themselves in order to fit their bubbles. We are not doing this because we want to. We are unconsciously doing this because we want to be awarded but we also want to gain some achievements. For example, business goals. Poor communication on a personal level. No matter how hard you try, your communication will never be as good as it could be face to face. Algorithm vortex. We live in it, but we cannot fully escape it, even if we ditch social media completely. Attention spans shorter than ever. Just a few years ago, the world was so shocked that millennials have 8 seconds of attention spans on average. Right now, we are talking about like 2 seconds, 1 second when it comes to millennials and Gen Z. We are overstimulating our brains in order to get dopamine. The internet, but especially social media, became the main source of instant dopamine. We forgot how to be happy, how to try to get something, how to achieve some goal in order to get this shot of dopamine. And it all influences many people, but especially teenagers who are looking for hearts, likes, and being appreciated on social media platforms. And when not getting this or getting too little of this, their self-esteem is being hurt. No wonder that millennials and Gen Z are the most depressed generation so far. As I've said, I've been a part of social media for most of my life, and as a nerd, as a person who thinks good about myself, I always thought like, wow, I have it figured out. I've read so much about social media, but until Corona time, I've never been realizing that it's actually social media who figured me out. In October, I ditched social media for the first time for personal reasons, and this was the time when I started to see like the social media world from the outside. I take a social media break twice a year, but that was the first time I kind of, I did something different here. And I came back with private Instagram last week, and I found out that you cannot deactivate your account twice a week. It still is so stressful for me, and I'm happy that today I can finally turn it off and not think about the fact that I am a product. I found out that I don't really want to come back. I will probably not use private Instagram and most of my social media for a few weeks or even few months. I want to rethink a few things and the way I use social media, I approach social media. This is also influencing the way I want to approach my business channels. So taking these 10 points I've told you a few minutes ago, I want my business content to answer these issues, to answer these problems. I wasn't posting on my business social media because I felt like I am a part of a problem and I can improve some things. I have this 10 points that I want to keep in mind when creating anything on my social media feeds. Tech eating the world. So I don't use social media ads much. I don't buy much, and I decided to cut even this if it's possible. I know it's harder with products that you sell, but Corona times has showed me who works with different people and talks to different people from the fashion industry that sometimes companies that are relying their businesses on ads aren't doing the best work in the industry in the times like pandemic. Person as a product. In my communication, I will ditch sharing fashion tech or tech news. I will put interesting news in one post and do it once a week, and I will not post more than 3 times a week, even though it's always recommended to post daily or even more. Social bubbles we live in. So I've been always doing this by inviting people from different fields, from different industries and different companies, but I will try to keep in mind to do that even more in the future. Cancel culture on every level. This is also connected with the people that you are inviting to co-create your content, but it's also connected to research and to things that you are sharing. to make sure that you're checking all the sources and all the contexts, but also not liking, commenting, sharing, and promoting content that is putting value somewhere, especially that is canceling somebody or some company, especially that when you think about it might be mean. We have examples when people started to cancel people or companies because they did something wrong, or somebody said that they did something wrong. I just don't want to put my share into that issue. This is a huge issue in sustainability. This is a huge issue also in data protection. I think we should all check context, hear all sides of the story. That's why I will never tell that the big tech companies are bad or good, because the truth is not, usually it's not black and white. Building your image, luckily I've never managed to build my image. It's just like I'm funny, but also sometimes I am funny, and also I try to deliver as much of information as it's possible. I know that I'm known for my energy and being joyful, but also the way that I see data and analyze things. Okay, this might be my image, but sometimes I have issues with that even in offline world. Like recently somebody kind of not really complimented me for being joyful because like people have problems with putting joyful and smart in one box together. But I think that in real world you have like a bigger chance to actually show different sides of yourself on social media. Many people try to build their image. I hope I'm not that person. Building a communication on a personal level or improving it. So I would just do what I'm doing. I'm available on Thursday 11 a.m. for Polish startups or fashion tech startups. You can always send me a pitch deck and we can always chat for 30 minutes. And I'm always happy to do that and to meet new people and to give them a tiny bit of myself, like of my insights and joy. Algorithms as a vortex we live in. Well, it's very hard. I will not escape that as much as I would like to, but I will not follow principles that should be followed on social media. I want to be on social media, but not on full time, especially not on full time, not even a half time, not even a quarter of time. As a person, when it comes to GeekGoesChic, I want to differentiate sources and channels I'm communicating with people. So I will try my best here. Attention spans. I will try to optimize my content and make it as interesting as possible. I always put my heart and brain in it, but never short. And I know that it shouldn't be too long. I'm wondering how long will this video be. Internet as a source of fast dopamine. I cannot do many things here because I know that I have a lot of energy. So even like you like it or hate it, you just like your brain will enjoy it. So I will try not to serve the dopamine in a way that social media see as correct. The way social media influences self-esteem. It's not only about looks, but it's also about the way people behave, about gender, about how people speak, and I will try to bring different people on board. I know it's highly needed. Most of all, I want my content to be created by a community, and I want it to influence people to actually create things. So it's not about talking, it's about influencing to do something. That is an ultimate goal, to make you create things that will change the situation on our global market when it comes to fashion, but also fashion tech, but also other industry. It's highly needed, and I feel like we should all work on this and support smaller companies in every industry. We want to create this balance, but also in the fashion industry, we all know that 20 of the biggest fashion companies are making 97% of the value. It's wrong. I know it's not fully fashion tech and it's not fully business, but I really wanted to share it. I really wanted to tell you about what I'm thinking about, how algorithms are influencing our industry and us as people, and where I want to make some improvements, and hopefully you will also make some improvements, and hopefully when this is all over, our favorite joke from April, and hopefully at that time we will try to bring people to offline worlds to actually experience, maybe through tech, but actually to have their attention put on real experiences. If you have any ideas or thoughts, I'm waiting for your comments or DMs. I really appreciate your time here. You could have spent it on TikTok, and that's all, folks. Przestańcie robić ten remont.